Good morning, everybody. How you doing? So I got all the parts back for the Honda from the powder coating company. Promised to me in 2 weeks. Took over 2 months to get them back. Had to finally get on the person and get them to get it done. Just started fitting up the rear swing arm here. Got a shock kind of bracing it up. Frame is now powder coated. I guess I'll take you for a little walk around. Got some of the parts back. A couple parts yet to do still. I'll have to find another company. I got to fix up the chain guard and a few other things here. So got a bit of work today. Think I'll break this up into a few different parts. But basically it's ready to start going back together. There are a few things that still need to be done. So it won't go back together completely real quickly, but over the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, put it together. So anyway, I'll let you kind of watch for a little bit while I'm messing around with the swing arm. So I just need to put a little grease on the swing arm axle, make sure we have the seals and the covers. All right, there we go. Okay. Again, I'm just using a shock to keep it from flopping down against the frame there and doing any kind of damage. Goes on like that, and this goes on like this. Well, this may take a little bit to get it in there. I'm trying to be gentle so I don't damage things. You know, maybe I want to go through the other side. Alright, I'll bring it back. Alright, it took me a little bit to get that bolt through because the powder coating had been built up inside the frame, so I had to take it all apart and put the bolt back in after basically sanding out the powder coating. Put some fine sandpaper in a little wet and dry. So I got that done. And these are the seals for the outside of the swing arm. Need a little grease for that. Get that nice and greased up. So it hopefully goes on. Seal's fighting me a little here. There we go. So inner and outer seals on the swing arm are in place. Put on the, protect that. Get another rag here. I'm going to protect the swing arm from the rear foot pegs here. Just temporarily fitting up the rear swing arm. I'm going to chase out the bolts here with a tap. So I'll just swing these out of the way and do that. But basically get it in place here. And grease it up, of course. Let's see, where is it? Okay, there we go. just going to snug this up, and then I want it kind of loose to grease it up, just so it's free to move grease around. Take the shock out. Feels good. Alright, let me go ahead and lube up the bushings here again. I greased them a little bit when I was putting them in. Just so they had a good start. And you can see it pushing out around the seals here. There we go. Yeah, use the paper towel on that one. Once I tighten it all down again, I'll go ahead and... Hello. Hey! Let me go answer the door, you guys. The rear shock's in place. They're not tightened down. Rear swing arm on, torqued down, and the rear foot peg frames are on. But oh, they're tightened down now. I just need to put the actual foot pegs on the outside. Bring you back for the next step. I have a little bit of work to do on a few parts, but putting together the center stand next. So anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, hopefully you guys can see right there. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put on the center stand now. Now you can't see what I'm doing off screen here, but I'm basically getting a little grease to grease up the shaft and the bolt here. Fairly generous amount of grease on there. Center stand here. Greased up the pivot point. Got the spring in place, ready to go on. I'm going to try to finesse this in place. Hopefully it doesn't fight me too much. Alright, there it is. It's under a little tension here, so I gotta kind of work quickly if I can. There we go. And we're through. Boy, I made that one look easy. So anyway, just gonna go ahead and throw on the bolts here and prep up for the next piece. I'll tighten this down. Get it tightened to spec so I don't have to worry about it. Actually, you know, just like throwing a little Loctite on the end of each of these bolts. This is not the blue stuff. It doesn't hold as hard as the red. So when you take it apart, it's not as much a fight. And I just put a little drop on there, just a little added insurance to make sure it doesn't come off as I'm test driving it, getting it ready for the owner. So anyway, basically I'll, of course, drive the bike around for 20-30 miles, recheck all the bolts, do a kind of an initial break-in on the motor. All right, you guys, bring you back in the next step.